Well, it's Thursday, time for a driveway bonsai at Terry Atkins' house, Bonsai by the Samurai. First of all, we're going to take a short tour here and check out these buds emerging on these various plants. My bald cypress seems to be the slowest of the group right now. Here's the bougainvillea that was just recently worked on, looking pretty good. Well, this other cascading bougainvillea, pink pixie, it was protected and it did really well, coming out nicely. This juniper is looking really nice right now. This juniper also is looking very nice. The oak tree in its new container is doing well, looking to see buds every day. The desert rose in its new position. Here's the setup for the day, up against that fence line over there. My flag is out. Now we'll hit the other side of the garden. As we swing by this side, the roosters like to put their word in edgewise. Here we have a group of yuccas in training. This is the one that was recently cut back because it took a great fall. And look at the bud coming out on the bottom there, rising out of the top. The Corvette one is budding out nicely. The Florida River Maple is putting on a real show here. And from the other side, close up on the Weeping Cherry, still progressing nicely. Desert Roses out of the rain to recover. Here's the Elephant Bush, recovering nicely, sitting in a nice spot. There's the other things on the lineup. As you can see, the ficuses that took a hit. Portocarpus, or Buddhist pine, is slowly making its way back into this life. Chinese elm is making its debut. A couple more weeks and I'll probably be trimming it back harshly. Well, I see my first guest is arriving. Take note. Looks like Ron's car. Backing over to get in position. Beautiful day that the Lord hath made.
Yes, it is.
Well, here are the guests so far. You got Ron, Dave, Janice. Ron is working on a desert rose today. Dave is working on a desert rose also today, and this is his pot removal tool.
The roots are expanding so much out of these desert roses, it's splitting the pot. So
you have no metal in here.
I don't think. No, it isn't. It's got the fiber of the peat moss creates the strength.
Yeah. And
then I didn't realize. I got thinking there's a way to do it where it's more textured on the outside. We were just kind of goofing around, and I just had 2 Tupperwares just that were this difference in size, so I made that pot. But anyway, I'm not going to keep it, and I don't want to damage any roots on the desert rose if I don't have to, since I don't want the pot anyway. So we'll give it a good crack.
Smash it.
Knock off parts and pieces. The tree should come right out of there. I don't know that the rooster liked that. It broke your pot.
Well, and then you could use those pot things for pieces to start new trees on.
Little slabs.
Yeah.
Look at that. So there's some. That's a lot of cuttings. So the next morning I got up, dug through the garbage, got all the cuttings back out. I bound them together to see what they would do, but they didn't really adhere to each other, graft into each other. But it makes an interesting little clump.
Yes.
So, and it'll come up and kind of, grow out.
So you're gonna pull some of the earth off to.
I'm just gonna rake the roots a little bit, but I'm not gonna mess with them too much. I'll clean up this part down here so it sits a little flatter in here. Put some fresh soil around it, and it can stay in here a long time. It'll take a while to fill this pot up. So there to squish down, and I always like to add a little bit of microhyzae for all my plants.
Did you say you got that from Target?
Target, yeah.
Really?
Get this itty bitty little garden shoppy thing in the back, and it's hit or miss on them. Sometimes they have stuff, sometimes they don't.
Which Target was it?
This was the one over near me by Lakeside Village.
Okay.
Mall, that Target across the street from there, and I think it's a company. It's Organic Shake Beneficial Microbes Ready to Use Microhyzae Arbor Soil and Root Boost. So
Was it expensive?
it's like $5 or something.
Not bad.
I don't remember, somewhere in that range. It wasn't very expensive.
So have you discovered the front yet?
Yeah, I think I'm going with this as my front. You know, the backs and fronts are always, I mean, this could be a front. Here, I got the big guys in the front showing you, and I got outs. And then this is an option with the little guys in the front, the bigger guys in the back, and you got some good root display. But the good news is, since it's a rectangular pot, I don't have to say for sure which is the front and back.
So when will be your first watering of this?
Probably not this week. I've cut a few roots.
So you got to wait a week?
I'm going to wait probably a week. I'm going to pack it in nice soil. I'm going to leave it in a more of a shady spot for right now, not to stress these new leaves that just came out. And then once I feel like it has recovered from the cuts I've made, then I'll give it a good watering. You don't need a lot, not right away. You do more damage than you do good.
As we close out today's program for Driveway Bonsai, I wanted to show you the results of the 2 desert roses. And for next time, I will be planting some ficuses on my slabs. These are not my slabs, but some excellent examples off the internet. Thank you.